Well, hey, everybody, Mike Griffith here. Welcome to today's halftime show. And man, Georgia in a battle with Auburn on the Plains. Bulldogs up 17-3. Tigers have made some noise, though. You know, I look at the total yards. Auburn has been able to move the football on Georgia. 180 yards for Georgia, 160 yards for Auburn. You think about it, that tipped pass that Nakobe Dean was able to intercept, setting up a score. Really a big play in this game. It's really been an evenly played game. Georgia 144 yards passing, Auburn 119. Some big-time drop passes and some opportunities for the Tigers, though. The deflection off the hands, that Nakobe, two drop passes. Bo Nix has done a pretty nice job. Doesn't have the greatest completion percentage, but he's making some plays downfield, and that's important. If you're able to strike deep on Georgia, we saw Demetrius Robertson, 29-yard catch. That's the longest play of the day for the Auburn Tigers. Georgia, on the flip side, we're seeing Stetson Bennett manage this game. Kirby Smart said before halftime that JT Daniels would be available if necessary. Now, there's some guys that aren't going to be available in the second half. Christopher Smith, Georgia's starting safety, is out. A right shoulder injury. I don't know if you guys saw that. CBS pictured him. Right arm in a sling. He's out. Former walk-on Dan Jackson in the game. That's an area where maybe Auburn will try to exploit. We've seen Auburn go after Latavius Briney a couple times. Aaron Murray seeming to think that Latavius Briney was guilty of a pass interference infraction in the end zone. Doesn't matter what Aaron thinks. It was a no call. And so Georgia able to escape the first half with a 17-3 lead. And that's big because that Auburn crowd has played a role. Also, Smoke Monday, all SEC safety for Auburn, ejected in the first half for a targeting shot on Stetson Bennett on one of those plays where Bennett tucked it and tried to run it. Jamari Salyer, we don't know the status of Jamari. You saw him leave the game, little under 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Jamari goes out holding his right leg. You hope for the best. Broderick Jones comes in at the left tackle. We've seen Broderick working at that position. One of the things Georgia's done, really focused on trying to build some depth on that offensive line, and it's for times like this. But Jamari, no doubt, the most valuable offensive lineman on the Georgia football team, left the game just under 8 minutes left in the second quarter. Right now, the status is out for now, per Georgia press box announcement. So a lot of unknown there with Jamari Salyer. But if you're Georgia, you got to feel pretty good about this. You're up 2 touchdowns, even though Auburn has played you pretty much even. Auburn missing some opportunities, drop passes. As we said, Aaron Murray pointed out that no call in the end zone. Looked like Brady might have grabbed that jersey. Georgia's secondary, very thin, though. This is something to keep an eye on, not just this game, but moving forward. Christopher Smith, not a guy that you could really afford to lose. And right now you wish Major Burns hadn't transferred to LSU. Tyreek Stevenson hadn't transferred to Miami, because right now you're really thin. And how quickly can Tyke Smith get in the lineup? Tyke's been a star typically, but you wonder what happens next week at practice if Christopher Smith is out for any amount of time. I mean, this is a senior leader. This is a very key piece on the back end of this Georgia defense. Keely Ringo dropped interception. Oh, looks like they're going after him a little bit. Darian Kendrick, pretty good in coverage, had that offsides on the field goal block. Actually worked in Georgia's favor as Auburn elected to go for it there on that fourth down. Thought that was a little bit of a panic move by Auburn. Probably should have taken the points right there and some momentum going into the first half. Instead, it's going to be Georgia that's going to get the ball first in the second half. I look for Georgia to be able to drive it down the field. One of the things Todd Monken does exceptionally well is halftime adjustments. And remember, this Georgia offense is predicating on taking what the defense gives. Derek Mason, a guy who beat Kirby Smart in 2016 with Vanderbilt talent. Now he's got some talent to work with. Those Auburn linebackers look nasty. Georgia run game really not able to get on track so far. Zamir White, 7 carries, only 14 yards for Zamir. Stetson Bennett, 5 carries, 10 yards. Kendall Milton's only had 2 carries. He has 7 yards. James Cook, 2 carries, 6 yards. Kenny McIntosh, haven't seen any carries. Didn't see Kenny deep on the kick return. Makes me think there may be an injury. Remember, Kenny's had a little bit of a hamstring, I believe. So something to keep an eye on. Don't think you'll see Kenny McIntosh in the backfield or deep returning kicks in the second half. Ladd McConkey's been the go-to guy, continues to emerge. 3 catches for 64 yards, targeted 5 times. Of course, Ladd had that 45-yard catch. Stetson Bennett hung it up there a little bit, underthrew it. That's okay. McConkey adjusts, 3 catches, 64 yards. Brock Bowers, 2 catches, 43 yards. Of course, you saw Adonai Mitchell reel in that touchdown pass. Adonai out there at the X, such a fast twitch speed guy. Look for Stetson to look for him in one-on-one situations. 2 catches, 10 yards, and a touchdown for Adonai Mitchell. And we saw the big 0. Dardell Washington has a catch, 25 yards, nearly a one-hander on the sideline. What a load. And you could see, drew pass interference on another one. You can see how tough it is to cover this guy. I mean, Darnell Washington is going to continue to evolve. Something to look for in the second half. But so far, Auburn doing a really nice job on that Georgia run game. We've kind of wondered about the run game all year. Has not been explosive at all. It has been somewhat efficient. Today, not as much. A lot is on the shoulders of Stetson Bennett. He's 9 of 13 for 144 yards and a touchdown. Has done a pretty nice job. He did have that one scramble where he ended up being sacked. You saw that. He wasn't able to get loose, but other than that, it looks like 5 carries for 11 yards, average of 2.2. He had a 10-yard run. So you take away that 15-yard sack, and he probably has more like 4 carries for 26 yards. Stetson Bennett has been your most effective runner today, and he's a tough kid. And I know there's a lot of Georgia fans that have questioned Stetson. I don't think you can question the guy today. He's completing about 70% of his passes. He's getting it downfield. He's playing tough. You saw he took that shot, full-on blast, gets up, happy to get the penalty, ready to move on. You're seeing now why he is the quarterback in there. He is able to make these plays. He's able to show that leadership, and that's why Kirby Smart trusts him. These are things that happen in practice. John Adams, you must have missed it. I said a moment ago, Kenny McIntosh looks like a hamstring limited. I did see Kenny on the punt team, but I don't think you're going to see him deep, and I don't think you're going to see him at running back. So also Christopher Smith, if you haven't seen the whole halftime show, Christopher Smith is out, looks like, for the game, right shoulder, arm in a sling. We do not have an update on Jabari Salyer. All we know is he is out for now. Kirby Smart said before the game, and you can read the live blog, if you go to dognation.com, you'll see all these injury updates, when they happened, when they left the game, scoring drive, key plays at dognation.com, the live blog. Check that out. If you don't have our app, sign up for it. We send out an alert every time somebody scores. You'll be able to keep up with the game if you end up going to the grocery store or to pick up food. Put your phone in your pocket. You will get that live update scoring every time someone scores. Of course, today, after today's halftime show, we'll be back in action. Brandon Adams will join you after the game from the Plains. Right now, though, Georgia, I believe, in control of this game. 17-3, the Dogs get the ball back. Stetson Bennett, I think, looking steady at quarterback so far. Knock on the wood, right? Don't want anybody to jinx them. But I believe Georgia gets the ball in the second half, drives it down, gets at least 3, if not 7. I believe Georgia is in control of this game. Nix, again, he has been dangerous. There was that one play where he scrambled away from Dean and Carter, and they ran into each other, and he was able to scramble and make a really nice throw downfield to Demetrius Robertson. Nice catch for D-Rob, a guy this game is important to him. This is his 3rd school after Cal and Georgia. Big season for D-Rob as he tries to audition for the NFL. He's going to need that. Georgia is averaging 16 yards per completion, folks. Stetson Bennett is putting it downfield. Again, they take what they give. What Auburn is giving is the downfield throw. Have not seen Jermaine Burton yet. I saw him listed as a starter. Have not taken note of him on the field. Again, that was a player supposed to be an impact player. Arian Smith has been out. Arian Smith's been here 2 years. He's only played 20 plays. track guy trying to play football. Be interesting to see what happens to him moving forward. So that's today's halftime report. Georgia up 17-3. Join us right here after the game. Brandon Adams will break it down. We'll have all the coverage on DogNation.com. Again, get that Dog Nation app, and please follow me on Twitter at Mike Griffith 32. Enjoy the second half.